Hi, Aquarius. It's Angela, Grounded Dreamers. How are you? We're here to read on the energies for mid to late May and or anytime this reading calls you. Whenever it resonates, that's when the guidance is meant to come into your experience. Okay, we're reading now for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And you may be watching for someone else, or you may, and the message may resonate for you anyway. You could have Aquarius somewhere prominent in your chart that you want to really focus on. Or this could just be, these readings are very general, and I do tap into the vibration of each star sign prior to turning it on and turning on the video. But it doesn't only mean they're very general, and they're sort of evergreen. Each reading in itself is gives you the opportunity to transform aspects of yourself as the videos come through to your experience. Then it's time to focus on that. Okay, for you, Aquarius, I'm pulling from this butterfly deck that I got for Mother's Day from my mom, and it's beautiful. It's transformative. It's talking about shifting areas of ourselves, and that's kind of what this channel is about anyway. And for you, what I pulled, Aquarius, is end of an era. So some of you may hear this and then immediately feel frozen or stuck or fearful. It's over. Things are over, right? But remember that, in our lives, it's filled with cycles of beginnings and endings. It's what living is, right? Starting a new thing and then processing through it and then completing it and then moving on to the next thing. This could be aspects of yourself that you're creating and generating. This could be physical location. This could be like real relationships with others, beginning and ending. It could be a new rendition of an old relationship, beginning anew. But everyone has, that in-between time between endings and beginnings. And that's kind of where we're focusing now, is in that space between what was and what's to come, right? And we're kind of in that space now. So let me pull down this laptop and show you the Zen spread. So here we have the Zen cards, and remember, I'm not a traditional tarot reader, but I do read intuitively. This is a tarot deck based on the traditional tarot, but it's a Zen-based deck, my favorite deck. Okay, here's your starting point. This is where you are now. And then we have the left side is intuitive or internal energies that support this vibration. And then the combination of those create this external vibration, or how it shows up and manifests in your daily life and what to work with there. And then this card down here is the next one. It's sort of the pivot card. It's the key to moving forward. And then we move forward and we arrive at a new level of understanding. And that's these top two cards. So as it pertains to phasing out and phasing in, right? The end of an era, the beginning of new. Your starting point, oh, beautiful. Look at that, is traveling. So yeah, it might feel like a hard line. It might feel like a hard stop. Something ended, something's over. And it might feel a little bit shaky. You might feel like, oh, how do I catch my breath from that? What do I do now? But this is guidance. This guidance reminds you to relax into the journey, that this moment and this sense of, that's over with, I closed that door, is only one of many, and one of many endings that you'll experience, but one of many moments on your journey, right? Along this path, you have the sun, that's sort of your destination, that's where you're headed. There are so many twists and turns. You could be down in that valley, down in the dark, hidden under a tree, sitting by a rock, going into a cave, climbing to the top and clearing your head through the foggy, clouds, and There are so many twists and turns on that journey, and that whole journey represents your life. And you could be at any point on that path and still know there's plenty of road ahead, right? And this could also indicate, just your reminder to sort of relax into the journey, because as it keeps unfolding, you get to discover and transform new, right? More and more. I love this, that this is the starting point. This is the focal point. Instead of the closure, which is important to acknowledge, but we don't want to get stuck there, right? We have the closure, we have the ending. We're moving into the new space, into the new era. But in the big picture, we're still just this little speck on the road, right? There's just so many energies that could guide us. So it's nice. This is a nice, more big picture kind of a feel. Internally, supporting this energy of acknowledging that the path is always ongoing is the rebel. Look at that. So this is you, Aquarius, kind of saying, you know what? Yeah, that kind of ended. That did. But guess what? I'm lighting my torch. I'm going to bust those chains that held me in place, and I'm moving forward. I'm lighting my own way down that path, down that road. And I'm going to lead it as me, fully me, without any apology, right? I love this. So this is what's brewing on within you, like underneath and internally, that pertains to this era. Maybe you being fully who you are is what sort of created this ending, because it wasn't working out. Maybe you said, you know what, this is more important to me, to be fully in my, the truth of who I am. That's most important than hanging on to this scenario or whatever, this phase. So that could be what triggered it. But the truth is, your full self is in there waiting to come forth and to be the one to guide the path forward. In your external world, the realization of the combination of these two energies, yes, it brings you this awareness and this sort of fresh eyes, a fresh way to see it. We have this old sage who's seen and done everything. He knows it all. And yet he can still marvel as he's looking at this grasshopper. He finds new aspects of it to see, as if he's a child seeing a grasshopper for the very first time, right? It's that innocence, that fresh set of eyes, that clarity of everything's new. Every moment is new. Even though I may have felt sort of this way in the past, this is still a brand new moment that I get to absorb and incorporate on my path forward. So love these, because this template alone is like the perfect path to work on, being in between phases. It's these energies alone that I didn't even have to read these cards, right? The rest of them don't even need to be read, because that's complete right there. But let's see how we can transform it. Let's see if we can move to an even higher level of understanding. And that is through patience. Look at that. Allow for these shifts to happen. We don't sit there and tell the woman the mother who's pregnant, or the being who's gestating, any kind of an animal being. We don't say, hurry up and give birth. When is that going to, after 3 months or whatever? We know that the process will complete itself when it's ready. We know it's around 9 months. Sometimes it's, 10, sometimes but we know it will transform itself when the time is right. If we're patient and we don't try to force things through, we can have the most fulfilling and, the best experience in that. So patience with yourself, patience with the fact that I'm in between worlds right now. I have some things ending and new things to possibly begin. Allow for it. Allow for that space to breathe it out and be with it. Know that you're only on the center of that road, or the very beginning of that road, and you have plenty more ahead of you. Know that and rest in that. That's beautiful right there. And then these top cards are the realization that you come to. Look at this. Wow. Okay. So these couldn't have been laid out better. you have your highest consciousness, your highest state of intuition and mental, your higher self, right? Developed and on board with you. Through this process of acknowledging this is only one ending. This is only one stop on my road. I'm going to continue to honor myself. And I'm willing to see things fresh and see things in a new way. And I'm willing to breathe it out and have patience. That is your higher self talking. That's your higher self in full action. And that's what's going to carry you far. That's what's going to help you to keep developing and transforming through the beginnings and endings that go on in your life. And then look at this final card, the beyond, the butterfly, first of all, the true transformation. But it's also reminding us, beyond illusion is kind of saying the way we see it and the way things are, oh, this is an ending, that's bad, try to find a new beginning, that will be better. Those are labels and judgments. There's way more going on than just these decisive moments for you. There's way more at play, and you're tapping into that. This is also, as was this card, was an intuitive energy. This one is too. If you see that third eye there is just shining and actually really pointing toward spirit and really connecting in that way. So I love this. This is like you're getting the full transformation of yourself, body, mind, spirit is really coming into play here as a result of things having ended, of things closing out, chapters in your life, chapters in the story of your life closing out. And you're now able to breathe in this moment, realize you're not done. There's more to come. I'm willing to let it in. I'm willing to wait for it. And that's creating a more holistic, higher consciousness within you. I love it. Aquarius, you got this. You got this. Whatever you may think in your human brain, your spirit and your soul knows that you've got this. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're here. I hope you guys will maybe share and subscribe and do all the things, hit the bell and all the things that you do on YouTube to stay engaged with my channel. It will really help as we continue to grow together. Okay. Love you guys. See you soon.